Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review movies and today's film is Clerks. This black and white comedy film helped kick-start Kevin Smith's career back in 1994. The story follows two clerks, Dante and Randall, as they navigate a strange day at work. Kevin Smith wrote and directed the film, which stars Brian O'Halloran as Dante, Jeff Anderson as Randall, and Marilyn Gigliotti as Veronica. Just as a heads up, this film includes a lot of graphic language and adult topics of conversation. If you don't like hearing people discuss the number of dicks they've sucked, this might not be the film for you. I also want to give you a little context before we start. This was Kevin Smith's first film, and he and Scott Mosier produced it by maxing out their credit cards. It did not have a studio budget behind it. That said, time has not been kind to this already low-budget production. Okay, let's go over its good qualities first. Build it up a little before I whack away at the structure. This film is a masterpiece of nonsense banter, strange events, and train wreck characters that you just can't look away from. It starts off with Dante being called in on his day off, and then everything that could go wrong does. He has to deal with unruly customers getting in his face, Randall, his demonic coworker and his best friend, terrorizing everyone, and several surprise events like a customer dying. To top it all off, his personal life ends up blowing up while he's at work. From start to finish, there's always something going on, and a ton of quirky characters around to keep it interesting. During the chaos, we get little moments of serenity where they get to discuss an inane topic and turn it into an epic debate. It leads to flavorful yet childish conversations that are hilarious and somewhat disturbing. Despite all of that, the film still has a meaningful character journey for Dante to go on, learning to value his relationship and to not chase after fairy tales. The story is tightly written with dialogue that is slightly overdramatic. No one delivers their monologues this well in real life, but these are the kind of conversations they have. The story gets at the monotony of life and tries to address that thing inside all of us that makes us stay in a terrible place just because we're comfortable. While some of the general cast isn't quite up to par for film standards, the leads do a fantastic job of carrying the story. Brian O'Halloran plays a great slimeball straight man as Dante. Jeff Anderson plays a captivating and chaotic Randall, and Marilyn Gigliotti plays the perfect woman that Dante screws everything up with. O'Halloran's Dante is a pushover who's extremely polite. He's quick to apologize even when he's been wronged. He plays the lows casually and then perks up when the girl of his dreams enters the store. He delivers the monologues naturally and does a great job of balancing out Randall's chaotic actions while going through his own hectic emotional journey. Jeff Anderson plays Randall, a movie rental clerk that actively tries to sabotage the place he works in. He's rude to the customers, does and says offensive things openly and casually, and pushes everyone's button like a master manipulator. Anderson delivers his monologues well and manages to make you hate and love him at the same time. Like you'd never go to his store, but you'd love to hear about what he's doing. Marilyn Gigliotti isn't given as much screen time or character development as the other two, but she gets to have a few powerful moments that she plays well, especially her opening and closing scenes. I loved how she manages to be fierce and caring at the same time. Like the others, she effortlessly makes it through her lengthy dialogue and delivers it with a ton of passion. She also gets to do an emotional outburst at one point and does it really well. Alright, now on to the bad parts. The film's visuals have not held up in any way and honestly looked pretty cheap even for 1994. They only had a single location to work with and they didn't do anything with the space or the camera angles that a high school student couldn't do today. There's also no standout moments in terms of the visuals. No visual gags, no epic conversations, just people talking in a corner store. The film quality is also quite grainy and it can be hard to make out the finer details while watching it. They also don't have a soundtrack. There are like 3 songs total throughout the film and none of them are used well. There's 2 rock songs and an instrumental Indian drumming track, but all of them are used to flavor montage moments. They don't add anything to the story and aren't mixed very well. The sound quality is distorted and often it's just a little too loud and covers the dialogue a bit. To top it all off, there are a number of awkward and wooden performances in the film. Some of the customers who come in to chat with them are clearly crew members they put in costume. I know it's low budget, but at least have them practice the line a few times or find someone less awkward. Personally, I enjoyed this film's wild banter and found the story to be highly entertaining. The film's production leaves a lot to be desired, but it's clear enough that you can get through it. I find it interesting how many parallels you could draw between the problems of the 90s and the problems of today, especially for the average person. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 5 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye!